What's going on, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Welcome to Texas Podcast. Thank you for all the day ones, all the new subscribers, all the likes, comments, feedback. Thank you so much. It's greatly and genuinely appreciated. Guys, everybody out there doing, man? It's hot in the mug out here today. It's hot. I just had to leave the pool area, man. The pool was kind of getting hot, man. Uh, Plus, it's fucking the sun's beaming, and I don't feel like getting too sunburned. So yeah, man. Right now, just get it right real quick after the swimming pool. Probably go get some lunch right now, get something to eat. But before that, I gotta stop at the post office. Uh, right now, I'm just waiting for my wife to get out the shower before we can go do what we have to do right now. You know what I mean? It's hot. Uh, Hopefully, this shit shouldn't take too long, man. I could just nip it in the butt. So hopefully, man, it'll be quick and simple, man. Hopefully this coward doesn't run and dodge and make it tiresome, man. Just the way he runs his dick suckers, he should be able to run him in the courtroom. I mean, space just go to the courtroom, run your dick suckers, and tell him every another excuse that you have for running your mouth. He wants to be the next making of the next booty bandit, man. That's him, his fucking spectrum looking ass. Can't even grow a full beard or a mustache. That shit look like pubic hair glued on there. You sure you ain't gluing that pubic hair on you? He's so confident. If he's so confident, then when it's time to get served, don't avoid it, man. Don't run like a little bitch and a coward that you are. You racist piece of shit. You are one racist piece of shit that promotes male grape. You should be ashamed of yourself, especially having 6 boys of your own. Would you want your sons to be a victim of that? Since you support male on male grape, you support that. So if God forbid your kids become a victim of a male, you should be okay with it. You support them. You shouldn't feel any kind of type of way. If anything, you should be welcoming them into your house, right? Because you support the sexual deviancy of characters like Mark Moore. And like I said, man, God forbid that your sons become victims of a male predator like Mark. Maybe maybe then would you change your stance on the way you think, right? Uh since you've really never been in the streets and witnessed destruction and violence, bloodshed, to you it's all laughing giggles, right? But some of us have really been in the trenches, man. Some of us really do have blood on our hands, right? And like I say, man, I can justify most of my shit, right? Most of it was either them or me, right? It's that simple, right? When you're in an environment surrounded by predators, it comes to a time where, hey, you're going to continue being the predator, or you're going to become the prey. It's the way the Mother Nature works, man. The ecosystem. So you got to stand on what you believe. Before the social media, it used to be believe half of what you see and believe hear nothing of what you hear. Now on YouTube, it's like believe everything. Everything's believable. Everybody believes everything on YouTube. All right. But this is the same character that till this day is still trying to control the narrative of Mark Moore. Any kind of way to try to be the puppet master, right? He's going to have to learn the hard way, right? The hard way is we're going to have to see each other in court, man. But I suggest you hire yourself legal representation, right? Hire yourself legal. I don't need representation, man, right? But I suggest go seek counsel, right? Go go ask for a free consultation and see your outcome. But tell them the whole truth. Tell them what you've been doing, saying, your research and whatnot. And I guarantee you, any sane attorney will tell you, man, you know what? You might as well just plead out and settle out of court. Because the small claims were going to 7,000, man. I'm not asking for money, right? If I was asking for money, I would have gone to big claims, large claims. I'm filing this case in small claims, right? So that tells you I'm not looking for money, right? I have to file it in either small or large claims. But what do I want? I don't want money, but I still have to file it under, small claims. I just want him to keep that same energy, man. As confident as he is, keep it up, right? And I'm going to document it every single day, right? I'm going to tell you the process on what the server's telling me. If he's denying it, does he still live there? What's the process? What's the next step? I'm gonna keep you up to date on what's happening, right? And if the coward is so manly, he's gonna show his face and answer the serve. Don't answer me, right? We'll have our day in court, right? I don't need you to join a panel or none of that. We'll have our day in court. All you have to do as a man is answer the serve. You know, that's it. If you ain't got nothing to hide or nothing to run to or nothing to run from, explain yourself. Stop being a little bitch and running. There's only cowards and little bitches run, right? Which one are you? I know you're both. I know you're both, right? I can smell you. You know what Jack Mac is? That macro fish. That's what you smell like. You smell like a can of Jack Mac. You got that pussy, right? And I'm gonna pop it for you, right? You got that pussy, and I'm gonna pop it for you. You haven't been broken in, right? You haven't been broken in. You will get broken in, right? I don't want your poke chop. I want your pride, man. Right? Next stop, it's like the Renegade, the Warren G. Next stop is the Eye Hotel. Next stop for me is the local post office. Renegade, mount up. So my next stop is the local post office right now. Right. I'm going to document it. I'll tell my wife to fill it out for me because she gets better handwriting than I do. I got fucking gibberish. I got like fucking I bet you if you put my writing with my little 7-year-olds, you probably wouldn't even could tell the difference, right? Probably identical. My writing's all over the place. It looks at it and be like, man, who wrote this? A fucking kid? It must have been a retard. Hey, but I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm never worried about little stuff like that. I've never tried to fine tune points like, I should have. It's never too late, right? It's never too late to get an education, man, or to learn something new. It's never too late. It's never too late, but sometimes I feel like going back to school. Right. Sometimes I feel like going back to school. But then I'm like, man, what the fuck am I going to go to school for, man? What for, man? What the fuck am I going to learn? What did I just can't research and just educate myself? Yep. That's the game plan, y'all. You know what I mean? That's the game plan, man. Am I going to succeed? I don't know. I don't know, right? I might lose. I might. He might be totally correct in everything he says. He might be accurate, right? I guess he has documents and proof, and I don't know. Right? I guess he got what he needs. I guess he got his ducks in a row to be able to make these allegations. Well, we'll see. Right? We'll see. Because as confident as he is of uploading and this and that, calling me out of my name, disrespecting me and defaming my character, he should still have that same type of energy when we're in the court. There shouldn't be no point of avoiding the situation, right? Don't avoid the situation, right? Don't avoid getting served. If you do it for your audience, right? Do it for your loyal subscribers that be like, nah, fuck yeah, Dante's gonna take that serve, man. Dante knows what the fuck he's talking about. Fuck, I'll bet a bag on Dante's telling the truth. Do it for those supporters. Do it for the ones that believe you. Answer the call of war. The war call is coming from Genesis Circuit City Court, small claims. That's where the call of war is coming from. Are you going to answer it, or are you going to cowardly run like a little bitch? Well, what can I expect from a fucking piece of shit that can't even pay child support? That tells you that speaks volumes of a man, right? You can make all these seeds, but you can't be a provider. That's a damn shame, man. Aren't you tired of that stereotype? But you fit that picture perfect, right? You don't fucking work. You want to live off the content creator. I'm pretty sure you're probably living off Section 8 or trying to apply, right? You're probably applying for food stamps. You ain't working. You're probably a parasite to the government, man, asking for handouts. You couldn't even be a provider for your own seed. How can I expect you to be a protector or to give a fuck about the next man if you don't even give a fuck about your own seeds? That speaks volumes of a man. To go to jail, that's your badge of honor. What are you in here for? Murder. What you in here for? Catch breaking an entry. What you in here? Jack boy. What you in here for? Robbery. What you in here for? Non-payment of child support. That's a deadbeat dad. Any man that has kids and can't provide for their kids, regardless of the situation, if they're with the baby mama or not. Man, at one time I was paying 2 rents and I couldn't even see my kids. Right? At one time I was paying my household and my other household. Ain't that a bitch? But it didn't bother me, man, because those were my kids. It's my blood. They came from me. I would die for them. So why would I not be a provider for them? Call me what you want, man. But you can't call me a deadbeat piece of shit father. You can't call me that, man. Right? Because I raised other kids that were mine, like if they were my own. And that's why when they come, I'm greeted with love, right? Not with no fucking animosity or hatred or who the fuck is this dude? No, it's totally the opposite. When you're a father and a provider, they tend to remember that type of shit, man. My kids ain't never need or want, man. They're not wearing no fucking Louis Vuitton or Versace or designer clothes. But at the same time, they ain't wearing no fucking Walmart clothes either. You know what I mean? At the same time, they're not wearing fucking back in the day, it was Payless shoes, right? It feels good being a father, man. A father, man. Even through we get neglected, right? Yeah, Father's Day comes and goes, right? We don't get no fucking flowers. We don't get. I mean, I get taken out, right? My kids take me out, right? They take me out to wherever I want to go, and they cover the bill, right? And it feels good, man, because it's like, hey, it's gratitude, man. To show, hey, maybe you weren't the most loving father, but you were there uh, for the most part, right? You were a provider. Uh, you were there, right? Like I said, with my first kid, man, I really wasn't, a loving father, man. I was still had the mentality of the streets, right? And that's why I'm thankful and I thank God that He blessed me with another kid, another son, to where I can basically make amends, right? Uh, but at the same time, it kind of sucks because my older kids see the father that I am with my youngest son, and I know that they're still young and it probably still bothers them. You know what I mean? But I'm human. You know what I mean? I learn. I mean, it's not that I don't tell them I love them. I tell them every day I love them, all 3 of them, regardless. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm not emotional lovey dovey. You know what I mean? My son doesn't see me caress my wife or kiss her or any of that shit, right? Like how people do it in public or in movies. Uh, I'm not that affectionate. I mean, if I tell you I love you, and I'll show you by actions. And if I tell you I hate you, man. Hey, I'll show you by actions. So I'm thankful, man. You know, I'm thankful for God, man. And, you know, I'm thankful for God for a lot of reasons, man. That it's just a matter of time, man. You know, I need to let go of it. I need to let go of these bad habits that I got. You know, as far as smoking the devil's lettuce. I need to I need to let go of that habit, man. You know, like I said, man, I've been smoking that shit since I was 12, 13 years old, man. You know, I'm already 40 something. So let's say about 30 years I've been fucking smoking this fucking devil's lettuce. 30 fucking years, man. And and I can't even say, I can honestly say, man, it's not to be proud. I haven't had a day off. That's nothing to be proud of. If anything, it's something to be ashamed of, man. Be like, damn, bro, you just and I'm doing it, man, for two reasons, man. I'm doing it because my kid, he's getting older. You know, I don't want to be throwing these fucking roaches out here and him come picking this shit up and burning them off on the side of the house when I'm not here or some shit like that, right? Uh, Giving them, any kind of ideas like that. You know what I mean? Uh, so, and my health, you know what I mean? But I put my kids before my health. So, those are the main two reasons that I'm really actually going to stop smoking the devil's lettuce pretty soon, man. I need a, I need to detox my body from so much cannabis, man. I know it's going to be rough and hectic, but I might even document that journey as well, man. Like I said, man, it's 30 years of me just every day nonstop, and uh, I just got to put it, I got to do that, and I got to give my life to God, man. You know, there's a couple of things that are on my bucket list. You know what I mean? As you could say, I'm not looking for no motherfucking Dubai vacations or Lambo vacation. Man, I'm looking for some simple goals that I can accomplish, and I can meet my goals, and I'm happy with it. Because those accomplishments will not only benefit me and my health, but uh, it'll keep me around for my kid. You know what I mean? This fall he plays baseball. You know what I mean? For the city Grand Prairie Youth 7th-year-old. I signed him up. You know, I do live across the baseball field, so we be playing. Uh, that's where they're gonna. So I got a lot of simple but major goals that I need to accomplish, man. Uh, and that's why I haven't really been paying too much about this cocksucker. You know what I mean? I don't pay 2 cents. You know why? Because this dude, I'm not making no money off this piece of shit, right? I'm losing money, right? And why entertain pieces of shit when you're losing money? It's like you cut ties. It's like why lose money? I mean, so there's no. It's like I ain't making no money off of YouTube. I'm actually losing money for doing all this bullshit, right? But it all should work out at the end, man. That's all I can think about that. You know, as confident as he is, shit, he should know something I don't know, right? I guess he knows I have kids. I don't know. I guess he must know I have kids out there, man. I don't know, right? I guess I mean, let me know if I have kids, man. Did somebody reach out to you and said they're my baby mama, and let me know, man. Because you're real confident on shit that you don't even know. And that's why I have to spank you. Not physically. Not physically. I don't wish you no harm, man. And I don't wish you no emotional distress like you've been inflicting on me. All right. Uh I think any other weak man would have probably hung him up by now, man. And probably said, "Oh man, I can't win. I can't win." Oh, fuck that. I ain't never been a quitter, man. Especially when I know when I'm in the right. Why would I quit? Why would I stop if I know I'm in the right? Right? That's just more motherfucking motivation, right? Because I can face all his accusations, all his lies. I can address them in the courtroom. They will be addressed, right? And I made publicly numerous videos, right? Any information you have is incorrect. Please, if you choose to speak about me, please speak about it with facts, right? I've heard you speak about me and I've already tried to correct you to stop spewing misinformation. You're damaging my character more than what it already is, right? It's like I'm over here trying to recover my character as being a father. Yes, we all have past, man, right? But you're defaming, slandering me with some horrific, horrendous accusations, allegations that you know are not true. And I've told you numerous times, hey, it's not true, man. But you continue with your propaganda. You continue and continue and continue and continue. So my responsibility as a citizen of this country is to take legal matters. It's not like I don't know who you are. I don't know where you live at. Now, if I didn't know who you were or didn't know where you lived at or didn't know any kind of your information, well, then you could call me as a bluffer, man. You tell me, man, that guy's just talking out his ass, right? I have all your information right now. Right now, you're going to see uh, me filling out the money orders. You're going to see the money orders filled out to where they're supposed to be going. One's going to be for the whatever this says right here. Okay. Uh, Gosh, it's hold on, yeah. I'm trying to. I think it's before. I think because it's hot out here. It won't let me. It won't let me upload the media assets for StreamYard. So let me finish get it right. Oh, damn, I fucking man. And I also got a fucking hernia. You know, my fucking joints on my fucking my groin area are always fucking hurting, man. Right, but this hernia hurts. I mean, it hurts, but it ain't like a fucking painful compared to other pains that I feel. It's just like a irritating pain, man. Like when you squeeze your nut on accident, or you sit on it, and that motherfucking it's a painful feeling, man. All right, and I'm just waiting to get a ultrasound and a motherfucking where they can fix it, right? But that's my next appointment is August something, August 25th or something for that bullshit. And all this because this guy wants to defend and protect and normalize the sexual deviancy of one guy, right? A one monster that goes by the name of Mark Terrell Moore, right? He's defending a self-proclaimed male rapist. Because you can go and watch that doc. Shout out to Peter Riley. Y'all go check out that documentary produced by Jonathan Schwartz and Peter Riley. If you want to check the unedited version, the more gruesome, more detailed, more method of operation, check out my channel. It's on there, man. Go scroll through it, and you can find the unedited version where you got the self-proclaimed male rapist proudly talking about his conquest, right? Proudly and defending a self-proclaimed. It's not even defending. Oh, you heard? That's all you heard, man. You heard that from somebody, right? No, I heard it and I watched it from the horse's mouth, right? And you still want to defend that shit? That's not hearsay, man. That's facts. That's hearing it from the horse's mouth. Just like I heard you proclaim yourself a racist. And the reason you proclaim yourself a racist was because a jailer, while you were doing county time for being a deadbeat dad, was being mean to you. That's the thing. Deadbeat dads don't get respect in prison or in jail. Killers and robbers do, right? Jailers give respect to the people they know. Hey, this guy's right here. He's in here for murder. He's pleading his case. He's waiting for court. But as far as we know, he's in here for murder. Don't fuck with that dude, right? Don't pick at him. You know, they'll respect him, right? They'll give him his space. But a fucking deadbeat dad for not paying his child support, you want respect in the county jail? Not even the inmates are going to give you respect, right? I need to find that mugshot of you all beat up, right? I need to find that mugshot of you all beat up when you got booked in for being a deadbeat dad. And you look like a fucking deadbeat dad, man. Like somebody that would rather be gaming all fucking day instead of being a provider for your kids. But you're not a gamer. You're a content creator with nothing but homosexuality turned out stories. It's the same storyline. But instead of talking about people that can benefit your culture, somebody that can be like, oh shit, you want to embrace and normalize the deviancy of Mark Moore? Is that who you want the culture to embrace? What the fuck? Like in whose right mind is that okay? Or even right? Who I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Now, he called himself, I have the paperwork, exposed Bark. You ain't had that paperwork about a year ago, man. All the paperwork that you got is any paperwork that Mark decides to. What's going on, Ronnie? The only paperwork this idiot can provide is any paperwork Mark provided him, right? Because Mark is not going to give anybody no power of attorney to get any kind of documents for him. He's not going to do that, right? He's only going to want to give you so much. And, we already know with Donta and his paperwork, right? What I do from experience, this guy pulls paperwork out the internet and tries to pin him on people, right? Pin to tell him the donkey on random people, right? And that tells you the kind of journalism this fucking idiot does, right? It's like if you're trying to look for dirt, man, look for real dirt, man. Don't look for fucking somebody else's criminal record to try to pin it on somebody else. So credibility, man, that shit's been out the door with this clown, man. As far as a man, he lost that shit. I don't know when. Right. But I need to find that mugshot of him, man. When we got some black guy, he's all beat up, booked in for non-payment, failure to pay child support. Right. I need to find that, man. I need to go look for it. Right. But he's all beat up. Right. What you in here for, bro? Oh man, shit. That's almost like on Friday. You got fired on your day off for stealing boxes. You got fired on your day off for stealing boxes? Equivalence to me, man. Same shit. You're a pea brain. Right. And everything that I'm saying about you, I don't know. I don't know if it had a black eye or not, bro. Because I know there was a mugshot circulating of him, but it could have been the printing of the letter, because some mugshots have printing over the picture, right? Because I know he also said that at one time he got booked in and his ex-girlfriend and ex-mother-in-law beat him up. They two-pieced him up. Bye-bye. Gave him a two-piece with a slide of mashed potatoes. He got pieced up. Right? He got pieced up. He addressed it. He addressed it when that picture was circulating, saying that his ex, I don't know how many kids this guy got from how many baby mamas, right? All I know is he got about 6 or 7, right? And it's sad that, they're all males, right? And you're supporting and promoting a male rapist. That's what Mark is, right? I would want to fucking be protecting my boys from guys like that. Be like, man, fuck that. I can't be associating with those type of guys, right? Vice versa. If the dude was a predator towards girls, man, fuck, I'd be protecting both of them, man. Hey, watch out. Watch out. I don't know. It speaks volumes about people's characters, man. There's no reason. Mark is a monster that needs to go back in the closet, man. All right. And anybody that wants to rock with them, well, they can all fiddle themselves and twiddle their thumbs up their ass inside that closet where nobody can see them, right? Keep that shit in the closet. Stop trying to normalize that deviancy and try to make it acceptable in any fucking culture, right? It's not acceptable, man. Nobody in society wants to hang around with these guys. Who in society wants to hang out with the guys that's on the fucking register list? Who? Who? Mark ain't no different, man. Mark just ain't been convicted. But the difference is we got a self-proclaimed audio and video for Mark, right? The roles he's done, he's done from Captain Save-A-Hole to threatening to manipulation, grooming, gaslight, any kind of which way you can get. Of the boo game, right? The similarities in these two apex predators are this. They both prey on the weak and vulnerable, right? It's vice versa. I've told y'all this before numerous times, right? Donta, if he would have pulled up in Mark's prime, man, Mark's cracking that guy's ass. Look at those lips. Mark is cracking that guy's ass. I guarantee you 100%. If Donta walked in there in Mark's prime, when he was fucking King Kong up in that bitch, I guarantee you Donta would have been one of his boys. You seen it, right? You switched, you reverse situations, and you can see Mark can't adapt to social media. He still's clinging. He still needs support. He still needs war daddies. He still can't go at it this on his own, right? He still needs people to speak up for him. He still needs people to argue for him. He still needs people to smoke and mirrors, deflect from his fucking deviancy, right? Stop deflecting, right? Hold the panel and let the people ask you the real questions, right? Let Brad join. Let's all reach out to Brad and have an old school kumbaya. The boys are back in town. Let's get the meeting, the reunion back, right? The exposing of Mark, I exposed Mark already. There's no point of exposing. Now, all we need to do is hear from the victims. That's it. Or either that or Mark tells the truth. Right? Explain yourself, Mark. Explain yourself. What did you mean in detail and specific when you said that Brad Lucas went to the shitter box and you pound towned him again? What was going through your mind other than pure bestiality and testosterone and just wanted to get right? You said it. You were out of control. Man, I can remember when I was out of control, man. You know when I was out of control? When I was young, man. Fighting over corner spots. Fighting over stores, right? Fighting over who can post up here and who can post up there, right? I can remember being out of control, right? Because the shit that I was doing could have cost me my life or my freedom. Yeah, I was out of control. Fuck yeah, right? I was playing with my life, Russian roulette, right? Same thing with Mark. When Mark says, man, I was out of control. I believe him. He was knee deep in the shit. I mean, fucking knee deep in it, right? Fuck yeah, he was out of control. So now you take it out of context. How were you out of control? Fuck, he was cracking these dudes' asses left and right, having no mercy on these boys, right? The more the merrier. The funkier, the better. I don't know, man. I explained it to y'all earlier like this, man. It's like, as a guy, you know, I'm 40 something, and uh, we've all ran into a girl that, either picked up that night or we've been talking for a few days, weeks, and you get busy, right? The bitch is not gonna tell you. She might just be fresh rag but as a man, you're gonna know once them fucking draws come out, you're gonna be like, oh shit, what the fuck is that smell? Right? What the fuck is that smell? And I got real sensitive senses, right? Like if I smell something, 9 out of 10, I'm gonna start gagging. Right? If I eat something and it's too salty or too sweet, I'm gonna spit it out. Right? It's just my taste buds and senses and ears and are just always at their peak. Right? So I've been at times where you happily perform because you're probably intoxicated, right? Yeah, man, but once you get a whiff of that nasty cat, you like, man, you want to back away from it, bro. You lose stiffness, right? You lose like, man, what the fuck? You start thinking, man, what the fuck is that smell? And you're like, damn, good thing I wore a condom, right? Good thing, yeah, fuck yeah, good thing I strapped up. You know what I mean? You start giving yourself pats on the back, be like, fuck yeah, at least man, you strapped up, bro. So I would back away from it, man. Like in female poo nanny, compared to fucking a man's ass. I don't know, man. I think I would fucking I take the punani, man. All right. And even then, it's cautious. All right. You it's like biohazard. It's like a biohazard. Ronald Ray Sean Banks. Right now, man. Next stop, post office. I'm through, bro. It's like I told you, man. When I tell you I love you, I love you, I might not be affectionate and come over and hug you and kiss you and do all that affection that a person normally does to show affection and their true emotions, right? I'm not that type of guy. I'm still trying to work on that, man. I mean, uh, I'm I'm, I'm I need to let go of this shell, man. I need to uh as man, we go through stages in life, man, and I think I'm past that stage already to where I need to evolve as a man. All right, and that's why I've set these small bucket lists, as far as stop smoking this devil's lettuce, get right with God, uh, and a few other simple but major uh goals that I would like I would try to meet very soon, right? Uh, but my biggest one is this suing shit. Okay, Mr. Ray Sean Banks. Right now, maybe you can be the same one that when Dante gets served, tell him not to avoid it. Right? Just like you're over here, negative reinforcement, go over there and do some positive reinforcement. Encourage Dante to accept the serve. Don't run from it, right? Because then if he runs from it, then that's cowardly and that's your like bitch move, right? Because Ray Sean Banks, you're speaking very highly of him, right? And you're doubting that I'm not going to go through what I'm saying I'm going to go through, right? I told you I was going to go through it. I put it on my mama, right? I'm going to go through it, right? That's It's going to happen, right? Matter of fact, you're going to see it right now, right? The post office. Let me go right now, right? Right. No, you need to tell him, man. You need to just like you're over here, uh, just like you're over here trying to gaslight and negative reinforcement. Go over there and give him positive reinforcement, right? Speak highly of him and tell him, Dante, look, if you ain't got nothing to ride and you're so confident that what you're speaking of Noel is the truth, then have your day in court, right? Encourage him that way. Give him some positive reinforcement. Stroke him up. Talk him into it, right? Tell him, don't run. Don't run. Just face the music, right? That's all I want. Once again, I wish Donta Lamar built no physical harm. Right. I am not stepping nowhere near Detroit. Right. I have no business until I get a court date. Right. Until I get a court date, then I have business in Flint, Michigan over there. Right. But until then, the motion right now is going to be sent. Donta Lamar Bill, if he's so confident and can beat the case and win, he should accept the serve and not run from it, right? Don't dodge the bullet. Just accept it and let's have our day in court. That's it. Let's show the YouTube content world that we can handle our differences like man in the legal courtroom. We don't have to take it like Finney and Manny, right? We don't have to go that route. Right. You can document it on yourself too, man. Document on your response on how you're going to go about it. Make more videos of your accusations and make just continue doing you. Right. That's the only thing I can say, man. I'm not going to tell you stop talking about me, we're past that, right? You acknowledge the cease and desist. You stopped for a few days. You acknowledged it. I didn't move forward. Okay, you felt. I didn't move forward in the. I guess I didn't move fast enough in your timely manner. Basically, right? Basically, you felt that enough time had passed, which was a week or two, that things were back to normal, that nothing was going to happen, and you went back to your old shenanigans. Right? Rightfully so. You're an idiot. You're imbecile. You're incompetent. Right? And if you choose to do that, you have to accept the consequences that come from your statements and actions. All I can say is don't run from the legal matter. Right? I'm going to report every single day on this matter. Right? Go and face the music for we can settle this once and for all. Okay? We can settle it like grown civilized men, man. I can go to Dillard's and buy me a nice little $200-300 suit. Go get it tailored to my size. I already got me some nice Stacey Adams shoes in there. And let's have our day in court, man. I want to wear a suit other than just my funeral. I'm not going to get married. I would like to wear a suit and feel like a real presentable man, man. You know, like a GQ type of guy. You know what I mean? Stepping into the courtroom, speaking my mind, winning my case. Because I'm confident on my case, man. I can prove all your defamation, right? I can prove everything that you're saying. The only thing I can't argue is my criminal record. I can't argue that. Everything else I can argue. Right? I'm a struggling man with the past. I've corrected my life. Right? Um, I damaged my own past. And I don't need some imbecile from Detroit. I'm betting it's the fucking water, man. Now that I'm thinking this guy got fucking mercury or fucking he got some fucking toxic, man. This guy probably got some fucking tail growing out of him. Nah, man. You see, I'm not a content creator, man. I'm not a content. I don't depend on this is therapeutical for me, man. I haven't been able to talk lately, man. You know, I'm a real close person. I keep my thoughts to myself, or I talk to myself. So as you can see, that's why I've been making all these videos lately, man. I ain't had nothing to talk about, man. You know, so you gave me something to talk about, right? Yes, and it's true, man. You're right about that, Ronnie. You know, and he fucked up, you know, my channel, man. Which, you know, let's say if I was like a Manny or somebody that was living off of it, and I can see why Manny would do some shit like that, right? Because now you're fucking with his livelihood and money. Now you fucking with this money, man, with fake allegations. So it's rightfully so, man. I have no pity for what Finney the Legend or his wife went through. No pity. Nope. I have no. They worked hard enough to get what they wanted, right? That's all I can say on that. They worked hard enough to get where they're at. All right. They worked hard. They worked overtime out of that. You know? So uh I feel like I'm in the same situation as Manny, man. You know what I mean? Same situation. These people holding panels about you with allegations and making you, you know, it's already bad enough that as a person, we already got a stigma and a stereotype when we get looked at, man. You know what I mean? And for clowns to exaggerate and push their own kind of narrative and agenda to make you the most despised person to anybody that comes across you, right? And in reality, that person should be Mark Moore. Nobody should be wanting to handshake Mark Moore like Mendenhall, like Crystal. That's a real fucking shady predatory behavior right there, man. That's I categorize that and I would put it in the same field as Jeffrey Dahmer, man. Befriending people and then having your way with them. That's fucked up, man. But like I said, Mark and Donta are cut from the same cloth, man. They're both apex predators, man. They're both apex predators, right? Out of their environment, right? You can see Mark cannot survive on YouTube without the help of people. Without the help. And then you got to ask yourself, you got to ask yourself, you got to ask yourself, why do you want to normalize this man's deviancy? Is Mark out there doing community activist? Is he doing like a Jesse Jackson? Is he doing something for the community? Is he doing something for the better of his culture, right? His race? Is he making a difference to, speak to future predators of his? Be like, man, don't go that route, man. Or in case, or is he instead influencing that behavior, right? Because Mark is still a 50-year-old fucking blood. Ain't that a bitch? A 50-year-old blood. A 50-year-old, I don't want to be tied into nothing, no fucking, I want to be tied into a PTA, youth sports, volunteer for sports as a pitcher, referee, coach. I want to be tied into that type of shit when I'm 50 years old, right? I want to be known for that. I don't want to be known for no motherfucking 50-year-old throwing up gang signs with one motherfucking hand. That's what the blood got you. Repping it at 50 years old. I would have hung that shit up. But it's an intimidation tactic, right? Man, I'm a Damu blood. Man, I was dealing with that shit when I was 9, 10 years old, man, in juvenile and middle school, apartment complexes. Get off the gas. That's why all that woofing and hollering doesn't intimidate me, man. All it does is just piss me the fuck off, man, because it's just a lot of barking and no action. Right? No action. Right? And that's why, like me, man, I've been looking for physical gratification, instant, right? But that's why I'm gonna waste a couple of $100, man. In reality, I'm kind of mad because I was planning to go watch the Yankees and the Rangers, man. All right. Like I said, man, my son's playing this fall. He signed up for baseball, right? So I want him to get the field, man, on how it is to be a fucking all-star athlete, man. Somebody to be making in the big leagues to, people wearing your name on the jersey, showing them the feeling, man, the environment of people cheering for you, the excitement, man, the wanting to go out there in the field and hit a ball yourself, you know what I mean? Run the bases. Man, it's something as a father, man, I feel proud of, man. That's what the fuck I want to be known for, man. I done been a gang member at a young age, man. I joined the local neighborhood gang at 12, 13, went to prison at 19, joined a so-called it's not a gang, but it's a somewhat, right? It is what it is, right? So I've experienced that at a young age, and once I realized, man, that's not for me, man. Uh, it's nothing like being a father, man. It's nothing like being a father, man. Nothing like it, man. You know what I mean? And I don't understand how dudes can get locked up. You know, it's fucked up, man. Look, check it out, check it out, check it out. My baby mama, man, she owes me like about $30,000, man, right? In child support, right? I could be a bitch and have female tendencies and be calling child support every fucking day, right? Hey, I need her. I need her. She hasn't paid. What are y'all gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? They look into, oh, we're gonna give her. We're gonna go look for her, and here goes another court date. I basically take up the court system, right? I know she's struggling. I know she ain't got no money, right? Why be an evil person, right? For my kids can get mad at me and be like, man, why you putting my mom in jail for, dad? You know she ain't got no money. Why are you gonna put her in jail for it? Because that's the process, man. When the other parent complains over and over, they eventually arrest the parent and put him in jail and make him pay child support, right? But since I'm not making a big deal, she's free to roam as please, right? It's now that my kids are grown, now it seems like it's more like a civil matter, right? Uh, the state is not going to get involved since they can't get nothing out of it no more, right? My kids are grown, so now it's like, oh man, if you want her to pay, now it becomes more of a civil matter, right? So it's like it is what it is, man. Right? Like I said, man, I at one time I was provided for two households, man, and child support sucks, man. It sucks, right? But that's why if you get put on child support, man, you got to work twice as harder, man, right? At your work, earn your keep. Uh, so when time comes around, you go ask for a raise. They never hesitate not to give it to you, right? Because they know what you bring to the table, right? They know what you contribute to the cause. So they're gonna be like, nah, man, look, this guy, he can do the work of two, three guys. Woo, 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 woo. Keep him around, keep him happy. But instead, you rather be wearing some nasty ass Crocs and pajamas, trying to normalize the deviancy of one guy. Trying to normalize the deviancy of one guy. Hold on, man. Let me check what's on the post office post real quick. All right, we still in business. They close at 5. So I end this live uh with man, y'all stay tuned, man, because all I can do is just document this journey, man. You know, I'm gonna do my end. I'm right now. I'm gonna show y'all the money. I'm gonna show you the money orders filled out. What's the 175 for? What's the $20 for? You're gonna see the envelope, nice and sealed, uh, and it's gonna get shipped off certified mail, man. You know, since I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably reach out to him. Last time the dude still owes me money, man. You know what I mean? I just got tired of him calling me every time, like if I was some kind of fucking bank. You know what I mean? And you get tired of that shit. You know what I mean? And I'll probably reach out, but at this point, he already done told me everything that Mark did. You know what I mean? Uh, I got all the videos. I mean, at this point, it's just like me paying Hips for nothing. You know what I mean? If I was to interview, but see, stay tuned because I got an interview with a couple of the family members of victims. Right, I'm trying to convince to hopefully we get this good one that we haven't heard, and we'll bring a lot of light to it, man, and we'll paint a bigger picture of what these guys were going through at the hands of people like Mark Moore, right? And it's yeah, I mean, because I mean, I don't mind helping people out, right? Like if you call me and say, "Hey, man, look, I'm on the side of the road. Can you see me? Can you send me some gas money?" Or you call me early in the morning and be like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to go to work, but I don't have any gas money. I need some cigarette money." And I'll look out for you, man, because I know how it is not having shit like that, right? Like I said, I like smoking the lettuce, man. I like smoking the devil's lettuce, right? And it sucks when like my plug ain't there, or I have to wait the next day and I don't have none. Uh, I'm smoking like I'm residue, So it's like I know that feeling, man. So if I can contribute to somebody with 10, 15 bucks and ease their pain for that time being, then uh then I don't mind. But then when it becomes like a habit, like you if you start making me feel like I'm a bitch, which you keep on calling me over and over, and I send it to you, and I'm like, man, dude, get the point. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hips is a good dude, man. And at the same time, Hips is not right in the moment, man. He's not as stable as Brad Lucas, right? Brad Lucas has been able to flourish. Yeah, no, I agree, Tejas. I agree, bro. But see, when you're a journalist or a content creator, man, and you want to get to the hot story, sometimes you got to grease a couple of hands, man. You gotta grease up a couple of gears, and that's just the way life is, man. It makes things a lot smoother, right? When I ask you to do something, uh, you might not do it, but if I say, hey, if I give you $20 to do it, it hits different. You know what I mean? It motivates somebody to do something that it normally wouldn't want to do. If I say, hey, bro, you think you can go to the store for me? Even though the store is about 2-3 blocks away. But if I say, look, bro, go to the store for me, and here's $20 for you can get you some beer or whatever you want. Man, that hits more different, right? Because if somebody that don't got $20 doesn't mind taking that walk just to earn those $20, right? So it works a little bit different, man. Uh, sometimes it's that old saying, man. Money talks, bullshit walks, right? And that's where that old saying comes from, man. Money talks, bullshit walks, right? Because normally Hips wouldn't have told me that story for free, right? If I would have reached out to him like I did, uh, he wouldn't have until I told him that I was going to pay him for his time, right? Once I told him that I was going to pay him for his time, it hit different. He's like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm on board. What's up?" Which anybody would, right? Just like I made the example. If somebody says, "I'll give you $10 to go to the store for me," versus can you go to the store and just buy me a beer, right? You're gonna be looking at me like, "Bitch, go to the store for you. What the fuck is wrong with you?" Right? But if I say, "Bro, here goes $10, give me a beer. Here goes $10, and do whatever you want," man, it's more. 9 out of 10 times they're gonna go, or they're gonna willing to spill the beans, right? And it sucks, man. It sucks, but it's like, um, you're paying them for their time, and that's only normal business, man. Because if I go somewhere and I tell you a story and you're gonna make money off of it, it's only right for me to get compensated, right? And I don't know, man. I just like doing good business, man. I've always done good business on the streets, and I never like burning anybody. Uh, I've always liked doing straight business, man. So I've never done like even through Hips is like a dolphin, man. And all my life, I've dogged dolphins out. I've slapped them around. Crackheads and they're the bottom of the totem pole on the streets, man. So it's like uh Hips wasn't getting over on me, man. It's just the only way he was gonna spill the beans was getting compensated. That way he can get his, fix, right? And at the same time, man, that's why I don't want to bother the guy, man. I don't want. He's not right now. He's not. He still hasn't been able to overcome his past, right? And as him not being able to overcome his past, he's still in a very vulnerable situation, right? I don't want to put him in a vulnerable situation to where he ends up doing more time, man. Catching another 10, 20-year sentence, man. I don't want to be contributing to that, man, because now he becomes like a repetitive offender, right? He keeps on like you know, like, man, you keep on coming over and over and over and over to where, we're gonna give you 20 years now. And and let's get realistic, man. I don't know. I don't know the condition of hips, right? I don't know the condition of his health status, right? We've all seen those lesions on his face, right? And I'm not gonna say he has this or that, or I don't know, right? I'm just going based off his appearance on what I see, right? We've all seen that lesion that doesn't heal, right? And I've researched and I've seen documentary and videos that lesions are the number one symptom, with people that have certain viruses. Doesn't mean he has it, but those are one of the main symptoms. Lesions that don't heal, and his lesion doesn't heal, right? It just pops up every now and then. It looks like it scabs up, but then it flares up. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, right? So I'm not going to assume and make an ass of myself, right? So Hips is not a stable person, man, and I feel bad contributing to that, right? Like, then I would really be taking advantage of the. I would really be like how they were saying I was trying to do with Brad, like take advantage of uh the victims, right? I would really like. I would feel bad, man. Me taking advantage of Hip's vulnerability and weakness in life right now, right? Knowing that he's still struggling, knowing that if I give him money to feed his fix, he's gonna disclose all his darkest secrets. And that's just not me, man. That's just I gotta leave him some dignity, man. You know, uh he already told me what he went through. He already told me what he's seen. And that's enough, man. I don't need for him to be repeating it over and him reliving his past over and over, man. That's like PTSD to somebody, right? I don't want to do that, man. Because all that's gonna do is gonna give him the thoughts and the anxiety and the anxiousness to go get it fixed, to forget what he was just thinking at the moment of his past, right? And I don't want to be doing videos of where he has to be reliving his tormenting past, right? Who wants to be doing that all the time, right? Now, if I call him and be like, "Hey, you want to do a video about prison stuff that doesn't involve you and your past?" He's all for it, right? He's all for it, right? He's all for it. But at the same time, the man's not stable, man. Now I don't want to be a contributing factor for him to, catch a DWI, or him crash and unalive somebody or himself. I don't want, I don't want to be part of that, man. He done told me what he had to tell me, and that should be sufficient, man. I mean, it's like he can tell me again, but it's like I don't know, man. I might reach out to him, but I feel bad for him, man. Because I feel like I'm exploiting him, right? At this point, he done told me everything, and for me to be bringing back memories of what he went through, just for at this point, I mean, I think it would be better for him to get stable, and I think then once Hips gets stable, I think Hips would be a better he'll be a better speaker, right? Because then people are not going to judge him, right? Because right away people are judging, Hips, he's a junkie, he's a drug addict. They were already stereotyping poor old Hips, right? And Hips got some knowledge, man. Uh, but he was just a product of his environment, just like Jonathan Schwartz, that Mark Moore was a product of his environment. Well, Hips, Mendenhall, Thomas Harris was the other half of the environment, right? They were the prey. They had more, I would assume and probably bet more shittier days than what Mark had, right? Because Mark getting his freak off, Mark getting his rocks off, right? So every time Mark getting his rocks off, Mark's getting a good feeling where these guys are getting tormented every single time. So it's a bad scenario, man. Either way you want to think about it, right? It's all the way. They were a product of their environment, man. Mark was half of the environment, and then you got Mendenhall, and you have Hips, and then you have Thomas Harris, and then you have all these other guys that were in there, man. That they were the other half of the environment, and when they collide, when those environments collide, that's what you have. That documentary. You have that documentary, right? There you go. And there you have it, right? That's just like John. There you have it. It's like, I mean, to me, it's fucked up that people. I'm not telling you not to hang out with Mark, not to support him, but you have to reevaluate yourself, right? Be like, okay, uh, this guy. Ask myself, do I feel deep down did he do it? If I feel that he do it, then okay, why am I going to support him? Do I condone that he rapes other men? Do I believe in that? Right? Is that okay? No, it's not okay. Right? If you say, okay, yeah, it's okay that he rapes other men, I accept that he's a rapist. Well, then everybody that's close to you, invite him to the cookout. Right? Everybody that's on that register list, I'll write him. Yeah, yeah, he was, bro. I mean, he was. I mean, he was, man. Because I don't like speaking bad about the dude, man. Because in reality, I don't. I've asked myself, right? Because I've done videos with him, and and what looks like what to me it looks like he's smoking the blunt, man. Right. As soon as he smokes this blunt, he pulls like like 2 to 4 drags, like big old fucking drags, right? And then he holds him in like some big old, and he throws out some big old fucking clouds, right? Right. And I'm like, fuck. And then like instantly he becomes like man, how can I say like it becomes day and night, man. It's like he becomes like them people you see on YouTube videos in prison where they're all slumped out and they're just at one there's a video that I got, man, that I was about to fucking hang up the phone and call the cops, man, because I'm like, man, did this guy just have a fucking heart attack? Because all I can hear and see him is like he's passed out and I can hear him go. I'm like, man, don't tell me this guy can't fucking breathe, right? So I ended the live because I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking be responsible for recording somebody dying, right? And I get blamed for that shit, man. But I got the video, man. But oh, in reality, I don't know, man. I I don't I thought it was a blunt, right? Because it was a cigar and he was puffing it, and then just the reaction, man. Like I said, man, I've been smoking the devil's lettuce for 30 years, man. And I ain't never had the reaction he had, right, from a blunt, right? And whoa, when he came back to it, like it took him like 15, 20 minutes to come back to it, man. Right. Cause I stayed on the phone, I stayed on the StreamYard recording for like about uh 12 minutes, and then I ended it, and I watched them just right there, not without recording, right? I just watched them and watched them, and I'm like, man, this guy, and all I could hear was like if somebody was struggling to breathe, man. I'm like, hey, I'm like, hips, because he fucking dropped the phone. The phone was just right there, and I can see, right? The phone was fucking on the floorboard, right? But it dropped to where the camera was facing up, and I could see him, right? And he was just and I'm like, man, I've never had a reaction, and I'm like, so I don't know what it is, but once again, he lives over there in Alabama, and I think medicinal or recreational is available over there, right? So I don't know, man. I've never been I can't actually say that I've tried dispensary stuff. I haven't. Uh, I haven't personally gone to dispensaries and be like, oh, let me get that. You know, my plug say, yeah, it's from the dispensary, but hey, how the fuck am I gonna know, right? I don't know, right? It's just like everybody else telling you they put any kind of name on it and tell you, yeah, it's from the dispensary, but you don't fucking know, right? You don't know unless you got it from yourself from the dispensary. So I don't know, man. I've never really experienced the effect from a dispensary, dispensary products. I've never really tried it, right? So I don't know if that's the effect that it gives you, but I'm like, man, if it is, then I need to try it out as soon as possible. But I think it's something else, man. Because I think it's that fucking that K2, man. Because that's what a lot of them dudes be smoking, and a lot of them dudes be smoking that K2 in prisons, man. Even in Texas prisons now. Because I know when I was in prison, it was real. Yes, man, we were smoking real bud. It was real. You know what I mean? It wasn't this K2 synthetic bullshit. But now it is. It's flooded the market, and it's bad, man. Look at the people. People put themselves in a vulnerable situation. I mean, when I seen Hip's reaction, me visually seeing him like that, I'm like, if this dude was like this, I wouldn't be surprised of a predator would have came up and put his piece in his mouth, because this dude had his mouth open. You know what I mean? It's like I wouldn't be surprised that these guys put themselves in that vulnerable position and they don't even know that they got plucked, or even they don't even know what got done to them, because it's like they fucking like when I seen him react like that, I'm like, man, if he reacts like that in prison, no wonder all them fucking poor white dudes become victims. Because it's like for after he hit it, he was vulnerable for like 15, 20 minutes, man. And what I mean vulnerable, he was like in a fucking, like in a coma, like in a stand, like he was fucking, I don't know where his mind was at, but his mind wasn't with his body. Right. His body was just a limp, right? It was just the limp of a body. So I can imagine people putting themselves like that in that kind of state of mind in an area full of predators. Man, you're asking for something bad to happen to you, man. You're asking for it, right? Because there's going to be somebody like Mark Moore that's full of Xanax, full of Seroquels, and that he's going to see you with your mouth open. And what do you think that guy's going to go do? A guy like Mark's going to go put his meat in that guy's poor mouth, right? He's going to see this guy at the weakest point, at the vulnerable point of his life, instead of Mark going over there, embracing him and picking him up. What do you think a predator? Mark's going to go over there and put his sausage in that guy's mouth, man. Because that's the type of character Mark is, right? The sexual deviancy, the lust, right? The wanting to get off means more to him than to do the right thing, right? A few minutes of pleasure, because as a man, uh, after the nut, the excitement's over with, right? It's like then you're like, man, what the fuck, It's like, and it's not like a fucking, it's a 10-15 minute excitement for a pleasure that can affect the rest of your life. Mark's life got affected for sexual pleasures, right? Mark didn't do it for the money, right? Mark wasn't doing it for the money. Mark wasn't saying, man, I need to provide for my daughter, right? No, it was all about lust, sexual lust, homosexual activity. That's it, right? To Mark, the Zuzus and Wham Whams were extra. His priority was lust. To get, and to think about it, he admitted it himself, right? He's like, in the documentary, he's like, man, um, after he cracked JD's ass, he felt bad. Right? He went to go take a hot, cold, hot shower, fucking pour bleach. He tried to disinfect himself, right? After his first night with JD. He tried to do everything he could to disinfect himself from what he just did, right? However it lasted. If I was a betting man, I'm a man myself, am I at my most exciting peak, man, it's like 5, 10 minutes, right? It's not like I'm a youngster and I'm going 30, 40 minutes an hour. No, man. At my peak, it's like maybe 10, 15 minutes and then it's over with, right? And then that's it. That's normal life. The testosterone leaves, but it's not going to affect the rest of my life like Mark Moore's did, right? Mark Moore's lust from wanting to sleep with other males affected all his life, right? Moving forward. There's things, actions that you do that will affect the rest of your life. And that was one thing for Mark, right? A lot of us fuck up our lives for money, right? A lot of us took penitentiary chances, funeral chances, all for the Benjamins, right? All for money and for whatever money can buy. Materialistic stuff, right? But guys like Mark Moore, it was all sexual deviancy, lust. You know why? Because Mark Moore was a victim, right? Somewhere another sexual predator, just like Mark Moore, planted that evil seed into Mark's head. And it grew, festered, it grew to what you got now, right? Numerous victims, countless victims, right? Too many victims to speak. Too many victims ashamed of themselves, of what they went through. Too many. It's like, it's sad. It's sad, man. Because I'm all for I'm all for prison, whatever the environment, because we're not all there for singing the loudest in the church, right? We're all there for criminals, right? So, it's just like out here in the free world, man. I would associate with myself with when I was on the streets, I associated myself with murderers, robbers, jack boys, extorters, uh, that type of nature, right? But we all had one thing in common was trying to get money, right? The best way we knew how to get it, right? So it's the same thing in prison, right? In prison, people are in there trying to survive. You're gonna have extortioners, you're gonna have murderers, you're gonna have what you have out here in the free world, you're gonna have in there 10 times worse, right? So you can't get mad at the people, the extorters, the the ones that they can't hold their own, you know, but you can do something about the rapist, right? If the rapists are frowned in society, why are they idolized and glorified in prison? And in prison, they're not idolized in Texas, right? Or glorified. They're deemed no good. Nobody wants to associate with them, right? Not unless you're involved in the shit too, where you don't mind drinking or smoking after them or eating after them, right? All right, y'all, man. I gotta go. I gotta go to the post office real quick, man. It's about to be 5 o'clock, and go to the fucking post office and send this motion off and get the ball rolling, man. Like I told this dude, man. I was trying to be, the gentleman and maybe but nah, it worked the opposite, right? It's like my silence was taken for weakness. Like, oh, you're all cap. You ain't about that. You ain't about that life. You ain't. Well, I have to show you, right? I have to show you. And my only way of showing you is going through the motions. You know what I mean? I'll show y'all right now, man. Like I said, the post office is right across the street. Uh, Not across the street, but it's like, around the corner from my house, man. I have to get off with my wife. That way she can help me fill it out with her handwriting. And we go from there, y'all. And all, because we have the same audience. Me and Dante, we have the same people watching. Right. So if once everything gets in motion, you know, he has to explain himself and not avoid it, man. Let's handle our business like grown men in the courtroom. Uh, like I said, man, like, I'm not. If you're worried about losing money, all I want reimbursed is what I wasted as court costs, filing fees, that nature, right? And a public apology on your platform. That's all I'm asking for, man. If you're scared that I'm going to be looking for money, no, I filed it in small claims where the max value is $7,000 that you can lose, right? That's the max you can lose, $7,000. Right? I'm not going for $7,000. I'm not even going for $1, right? As my agreement. I just want the truth to be told, a public apology, and reimbursement for what is the normal. The normal of the court cost as me winning the verdict. You gotta reimburse me my filing cost, the court cost, and that nature, right? That money I do want back, right? That I do. But I'm not gonna use my emotional distress to get money, right? My emotional distress is just to get the truth, right? You've caused me too much emotional distress with your slandering of character, uh, sleepless nights. Uh, at times, I felt like playing Russian roulette with myself, all because of your actions, right? So your actions need to be held accountable, man. If you're worried that I'm seeking money, no, I don't want money. So let's have our day in court. You're not going to lose any money other than the court costs. That's simple, right? Don't run and avoid. You still live there. We'll see. Look, I'm gonna document everything, man. Everything, right? And it's his job as the content creator that he does is to answer and explain himself to these. Is he gonna go to court? He's not. Is he? Why is he not? If he's so confident and can win the case, why not show up to a simple victory? It's right around your corner, right? Why not win? But y'all have a good one, man. I'll probably make a quick little live while I'm at the post office, and that'll probably be it for today. But I will keep you updated as we go on this journey.